All right, let's pull back the curtain and talk about how the world's biggest search engine actually works.
I mean, we use it every single day, right? We ask it anything and everything that pops into our heads. But have you ever stopped to actually wonder how it all works? How does it manage to search through, the entire internet to find exactly what you need and do it in less than a second?
Well, believe it or not, it's not magic. It's actually a really powerful and continuous three-step process. It's pretty straightforward when you think about it. First, it has to discover what's out there. Then, it organizes all that info. And finally, it ranks it to give you the most relevant answers. So let's break that down step by step.
Okay, so let's start with that first step. We're going to meet the web's digital explorers.
So, Google uses millions of these automated programs, and yep, they actually call them spiders. The best way to think about them is as these tiny digital explorers. Their only job is to just constantly travel across the internet 24/7 and see what's out there. And this really breaks down their never-ending mission. A spider lands on a page, it scans absolutely everything, and then it follows every single hyperlink to a new page. And from that new page, it follows all of its links, and so on, and so on, and so on. It's basically creating this gigantic, constantly growing map of the entire web, one link at a time.
So these spiders are collecting just a mind-boggling amount of data. But what happens to all that information they find? Well, they use it to build something absolutely enormous.
All of that data gets sent back and organized into this gigantic thing called an index. Honestly, the best way to picture it is like a colossal digital library, probably the biggest library in human history, and it contains a record of every single web page, article, and image the spiders have ever found.
And just to give you a sense of scale, this library is so enormous that it doesn't fit on one computer or even 1,000. Nope. It needs millions of servers in data centers all across the globe just to store and process everything.
So what are these spiders actually saving? It's not just the text. They grab the page title, the description, the URL, all the main keywords, and really importantly, all the hyperlinks on that page. This creates a super detailed snapshot, not just of what a page is about, but how it connects to the rest of the internet. And that, as you'll see, is absolutely crucial for the next step.
Okay, so Google has built this library of everything. But when you ask a question, you don't want the whole library. You just want the one perfect book. And that brings us to the final step, the art of ranking.
So the moment you type something in and hit search, Google's algorithm scours that massive index for every single page that might be relevant. Then it puts all those pages through this kind of rapid-fire interrogation. It asks them hundreds of questions to figure out which ones are the best and most trustworthy results for what you're looking for.
And the algorithm is looking at literally hundreds of factors. For instance, does your keyword show up in the title? That's a huge sign of relevance. It also asks if the website is an authority. This is a big one. It's about trustworthiness. How many other important websites link to it? Think of each link as a vote of confidence. It even looks at things like the website's age and its click-through rate, which basically shows if other users are actually picking this result over the others.
So after this incredibly fast and complex analysis, the algorithm scores everything, puts them in order, and presents the top 10 results to you. And all of this happens in a fraction of a second, giving you that familiar list you see every single day. So this entire incredible system, the spiders, the library, the ranking, it's completely free for all of us to use. Which kind of begs the question, right? How is that possible? And that brings us to who's really in charge here.
Well, Google is very, very clear that you can't pay to improve your ranking in what they call the organic results. That part is all based on relevance and authority, period. The way Google funds this whole operation is through the paid ads, the stuff you see at the top and the side of the page. Businesses pay Google to appear for certain keywords, and that's how this powerful free search engine is funded.
And this really leaves us with a pretty provocative final thought. In the past, we were the ones running Google. We were feeding the machine information. But today, you could almost say Google runs us. The machine now has so much information that it's the one that guides our path, shaping what we see and how we find our way. It really makes you think, as it gets even smarter, where is it going to lead us next?